ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय कोटिसूर्यसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। So, welcome to all of you today. After Navaratra, we have the Vijayadashami, an auspicious day where they say you don't need to see a muhurta for anything. Whatever you do, that will be sumuhurtam today. It's an auspicious start. It will give you success in what you begin today. That is only the Desha Mahima, Kala Mahima, okay? Shankara will tell in Viveka Chudamani that Desha Kala, etc. are secondary. What's primary is you, your initiative. So primary factor is our interest. Interest which manifests as my goal direction, my behavior, my goal directed behavior. And whatever it takes to accomplish my interest, I'm willing to do. It's not just it's a mere passing interest. So we call it bhakti. Bhakti need not mean devotion only. See, even if you take devotion, what does devotion mean? You are devoted to what? What do you mean by you're devoted to something? Devoted means you love it. I'm not talking of a devotion out of fear. That is not devotion. That is fear. If I don't look at Bhagavan, he's going to punish me. That is a fear monger's bhakti. That's not bhakti. That's really fear alone. So this bhakti means I have a commitment to it. Bhaja sevayam. If I have that commitment, still there can be many a slip between the cup and the lip. Because we have a science called astrology. And there they try to say, what is a good time to start any activity? It's not just for human beings. They also tell you what's a good day to water the plants. Apparently on some days the water will go up, on some days it will go down. So you have to water the plants on the right days. So for anything you want to do, you give it the best shot by also beginning at the right place at the right time if you can. The famous story about, the Vijayanagar Samrajya. Vidyaranya Muni was instrumental in getting it going. And they were told that if you begin at a particular auspicious moment, you will be winning all the way. So it was all arranged. But it still started at a wrong minute. Because they had a signal of a bell and somebody rang a bell somewhere and they got confused. So they started. So the point is, Desha Kala, etc. are important, but they are not all important. Anything which is lacking in anything else can only be made up by our effort. But yet, our sentiment is Vijayadashami is the day when Rama won over Ravana. 10-headed Ravana means what? confused fellow. This is what Swamiji would say. 10 heads, you try to imagine a person with 10 heads. So if you have an odd number, it's manageable. Okay. One middle and, balanced symmetrically on either side. But if you have 10 heads, how it would be? First problem. Secondly, now, to enter our rooms, we have 4 feet door. Suppose you have 10 heads, what kind of door would you need? How many mouths would you need to be fed? How will you drink water? So everything becomes a problem. So what does 10 heads really mean? So 10 heads, Swamiji would say, means a person with an inner conflict. So much conflict. And because of the conflict, the person is a divided person. And therefore, you win over that inner conflict is real victory. All right. So that's the symbolism of the day. That today is a very special day. It's an auspicious day. And therefore, though I was thinking I'll start a week ago, I decided I'll wait till today so we can start on Vijayadashami. Instead of starting 1 or 2 weeks before, we start on a beautiful day as well. And hopefully after days and days of prayers, 9 days, So, Swamiji has to be remembered all the time. So he would say, this world is all run by women. You see, Navaratri is about whom? 3 women only. Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati. Right? So, Saraswati is happily playing on the veena. Hey, aren't you worried? You have 2 competitors? She said, no problem. Let them go. What will they do if they go without me? The point is, Lakshmi is all wealth, all resources. If you have all resources without the head to know what to do with those resources, where will it go? So instead of money being or wealth being an enabler, can become a destroyer. Because you go drunk on the wealth. Therefore, in order to enjoy wealth, in order to enjoy power, in order to enjoy strength, the president of a certain country may be very powerful, but it still takes some head to run it well, Every day, if you keep shooting from the hip as you like, it doesn't behove very well. Correct? So he may have Lakshmi. He may have some Durga also, military. I have biggest military in the world. Maybe so. But where is Saraswati? We have to find. We have to look. Saraswati astiva, nastiva. So Saraswati becomes very important. So she is happily playing the veena because you cannot ignore her and go anywhere. To enjoy Lakshmi, you need Saraswati. To enjoy strength, Durga, you need Saraswati also. Right? Saraswati means knowledge. And in our culture, we recognize this very clearly. Knowledge is the key. It's a fact. Knowledge being the key is a fact. It's not something that we have to have a doubt. We can demonstrate that. Do you do something first, or do you know what you want to do? You take one step in life. To take one step, you better know what you're going to do. You want to lift your head. You have to know. First, I am. Then I think or I know. Then only I can do. Correct? Can you do without knowing? You know how it will be if we do without knowing. So knowing comes first. And that, we say the human expression in fullness is the total expression of Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti. All three in full bloom. Ichha Shakti is the capacity to desire. Now, you can see, we should understand this. Okay, let me finish this line first. Ichha Shakti, capacity to desire. One better way of translating in a way could be a capacity to choose. Okay? Jnana Shakti is the capacity of being able to discern, to know. And Kriya Shakti is a human privilege of being able to do something. Based on what you know, you can do something. But whether you do or not, Jnanam is important. Jnanam should determine whether you do or you don't. Ichha comes. Jnana wets it. And then Kriya can happen. Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti Surupini. That's how Devi's name is. All three. We shouldn't confuse Ichha Shakti with Ichha. Ichha means what? A desire. How does one want to live these days in life? How does one live? What is freedom? In the modern world, what is freedom? Is it to do what you like to do or not? What do people think is freedom? I should be able to do what I like to do. Like a dog, wherever it decides to lift its leg and do something, it does it there. Right? Is that the freedom we also want? Is that the freedom we want? To be able to do as we like, where we like, when we like, how we like. That is the privilege of a dog also. There's nothing special about a human being. How do our lives work? How our lives are moving today? It's driven by desire or not to do something. Even the desire to not do anything is a desire. If we had our way, a lot of us would desire what? Not do anything. Being in the merchant navy is a good idea. Why? 2 months you work, 2 months you rest. Does that feel good or not? That 2 months rest must be very nice. When we were growing up, I know in school we had people like that who thought so, merchant navy is a good thing. You get money, you get to visit places, right? And you get half-time vacation. And if you choose to use it, work during vacation, you get more money. That's looks like a win-win, right? The point is this now. Do you choose to do, or do desires compel you? Difference between being driven by ichha, a desire, and having the freedom to choose to do or not to do in the face of a desire arising in our mind. It's a big difference. When I'm driven by whatever comes to my mind, I am compelled. I'm not free. Am I? Am I free if I have to do something? Or am I free if I can choose? What is real freedom? I want people to talk in a particular way to me. My desire. If they don't, I blow my top. Is that freedom? Let's say the person who is at receiving end cannot talk back to you. Is it still freedom? Blowing your top, getting angry, is it freedom? You know something is not right. You feel compelled and you do it. Is that freedom? Or is that what we see in Gita? Bhagavan used the word, it is a vega. Vega means it's a force, it's a pressure that I have to do, not a desire. An ichha has become a raga or a dvesha, a binding desire. A binding desire doesn't free me, cannot free me. And if I think I will be happy if I can fulfill all my desires, it's a dream. Because look at my own life. How many unfulfilled desires and how many fulfilled desires? How many? Is there a count to how many desires are unfulfilled? But look at the count for how many are fulfilled. You'll find it's hard, it's easier to count fulfilled desires. They are more finite, generally. Unfulfilled, you'll remember well. Fulfilled, you'll forget also. Right? So is my freedom really in terms of being driven by desires, or if I manage my desires? Whether this desire is worthwhile following, taking up, fighting for, doing something about. Is it worth my while? I have to determine, should I do this or should I not do this? Is this right? Is this wrong? It's pleasant, but is it good for me? There's a difference between pleasant and good. In Sanskrit, we use the terms Shreyaha, Preyaha. Preyaha means pleasant. Shreyaha means real, absolutely good. Preyaha is an appearance, need not be absolutely good. So you want to buy something, any product you want, you will get a Chinese equivalent. How long will it run? You want all the branded stuff, you want a Gucci bag, you can get it for no amount, no money, okay? Small money, you can get it. And it'll show well, right brand. But will it be that? You want a Bose audio, you can get it too. Anything you want, you can get. Label will be different on top. That's all. What's inside is different. Question is, what is really that you want? And how do you distinguish between what is pleasant and what is really good for me? I feel like doing something. Should I or should I not? This is one instance of what we call viveka. So the title we have picked for the series is Viveka Chudamani. Viveka, we will dwell on Viveka for a while, okay? Chudamani. Chuda means head, okay? Shiras, Chuda, Shikha. These are all synonyms. Shikhamani, Chudamani, Shiromani. Mani means a gem, Ratna. So, Chuda Sthita Manihi, Chuda Manihi. Chudastha Manihi. It's called a Shaka Parthiva Samasa for those who know. Okay. Shaka Priya Parthiva. So, the idea is it's a gem on the head. Now, is it a gem on the head? It could also mean the crown. Chudamani can also mean the crown. So in Mahabharata, there instance, where they talk about when you want to insult somebody, you don't have to kill him. You take away his crest jewel, the jewel on the crown. Chudamani. There is another kind of money also. It is called Chintamani. You know what is Chintamani? It's a gem. Whatever you desire in its presence, it gives you. It's called Chintamani. Same status is given to Parijata. Parijata is a heavenly tree under which you make any desire, it gets fulfilled. Chintamani. What is Chudamani now? A jewel on the crown or the crown itself. That's called Chudamani. All right. What is the value of something you wear on some toe versus what you wear on the head? So it's supposed to be the most exalted. Chudamani is supposed to be the most exalted. It occupies the highest position. It's the crowning glory. Now, what is the crowning glory? We can look at it two ways now. Viveka is the Chudamani. The ability, distinguish, separate what from what we have to still talk about. But obviously, the title is indicating something very precious. Okay. And what is the most precious? The crown is precious. And if in the crown you have a crown jewel, that is the most precious. So you can have a viveka between many things. For example, one can say, should I eat this food or that food? What should be my eating lifestyle? Veg or non-veg? It's a lifestyle choice. Viveka. You can do some viveka. See, viveka is not necessarily comparison. Okay? Because comparison, you may think it's also comparison. Viveka really is separating two things which are mixed up. Common example, old time example, is if you had to cook a meal every day, you would have to sift the stones, the rice from the stones. You have to sift, you have to separate. That is called Viveka. Typical example for Viveka. Right? Or suppose you have clothes. Clothes which are for winter, clothes are for summer, and they're all put in one wardrobe together. You have to separate the two physically. So you take the woolens out and take the cotton stuff separately. You take the long dresses out, you take the short dresses separately. Viveka. Vichir is prithak bhave, to separate. You have a herd, of animals, which includes cows, buffaloes, horses. You have to separate what? The animals. That's called viveka. You have people and people at an airport, and you have to what? You do self-viveka. If you are an Indian citizen, you come on one line. If you are not an Indian citizen, you come to another line. Viveka. You separate. We have to separation. That is called viveka. All right. So there are so many examples for viveka which we have. Now, what is the viveka which will make a difference that will change my life. What is the Viveka? That Viveka is the Viveka between me and not me. I and not I. So if somebody is new, they will say, Swamiji, what is this I and not I? It is so simple. This is me. Everything else is not me. It's extremely simple. Does it seem simple or not? It does seem simple, right? So if it is as simple as that, then there is no need for Viveka Chudamani. Okay? There is no need for it. But if there is something more, everything, look at this. Are you the center of your world, or are you just one insignificant piece in the world? What do you think? If I am the center of the world, look at this. The whole world that I see is my world or your world. We all live in this world. But do you think my world and your world are the same, even when we're looking at the same thing? Somebody comes to Mysore and they look at Dashara and they're so happy. Mysore Dashara. But for somebody else, it is like it is 9 days, 10 days of noise, a lot of people, a lot of garbage, everything happening, and you have to put up with it. It's a worldview, okay? Which is true now. Dashara is a festival, okay? 10-day festival. And in Mysore, they have a way of celebrating it. And celebration has slowly gone from religious to a secular nature, wherein it's all about one more opportunity to make money, to separate the fool from his money. That's what is going on, right? What brings people, whether it's Dashara in Mysore or it's like Asia Cup in Dubai, what difference does it make? Could be anything, or it could be what? Cold fusion. No, music. You have to go somewhere. India, you don't get tickets easily. So you better travel to UAE and see the match and come back. And people will tell you how to do all that at a cost which is less than what you can see the cold fusion show in India. People are committed to it. Commitment, right? Now the question is this. Is the world for me, or am I, as I said, just some insignificant piece of the world? I want the world to revolve around me, really. Do I not? Do I not? What is my goal in life? If I ask you, what is your goal in life? Forget what Vedanta you studied, okay? Just think afresh. Is there a goal in life or no? Goal in life means once that goal is achieved, life is done with. Not that you'll pop off, but there is no more a pressure to achieve anything more. Is there a goal in our life? If there is, what is that? To know what is your goal, before you say what is your goal, do you know who you are? Come on. Obviously, I know who I am. I told you, if you say this is who I am, then you hang in there, okay? If you think this is who you are, you hang in there. We will demolish that. Vivek Chudamani itself will demolish it, but we will demolish it briefly. Look, one thing you should know. What is I What do you call I? See, the word I. Can you use I for anything else in the universe? I can say this book, this man, this story, this world, these vistas, this computer. She. I can use the word she. She. So many she's. He. He. I can do. I. How many places can you say I? You tell me. How many places? We all use the word I, but what is the I? So you can say there are many I's. Can you use? Swamiji, I went to meet I. Will you say that? No. So what is I? What is that I? No. There are many I's. Let's understand. What is I? Can you be without being I? Question. Can you be without being I? What is I? I will give a simple definition. That without which you are not. Is that a fair definition? Hmm? Is that a fair definition? That which from which you cannot go away. You can go away from one town. So town is not you. All right. Is the waker you? You should always be awake. You should never cease to wake if the waker is you. Are you the waker? Is the waker you? Are you the waker? Better question. Are you the waker? If you are the waker, then you should always be awake. No sleeping. Correct? Okay. If you are not the waker, now you have a big problem. Who are you? Maybe I'm the dreamer. True. In reality, we are good dreamers. We all dream about things. But are you a dreamer? Are you always dreaming? That is also not true. What choice do you have now? Third choice is what? If you are not awake, right? You could be daydreaming or you could be dreaming. Both are possibilities, okay? But if you're not dreaming and you're not awake, what do you think you are? Sleeping. Okay. So are you the sleeper? Are you the sleeper all the time? No. Are you threesome? Are you three together? Waker, dreamer, sleeper. Are you like that? No. Who are you? Who are you? Who am I? This is what Ramana would ask. If anyone says I have a problem, he would say, we will deal with the problem. First, tell me who you are. Who am I? You ask the question, who am I? What answer will you get? Anything that you can go away from, anything which can cease to be experienced by you, cannot be you. Is that fair? Therefore, anything you experience is not you. Fair? You tell me now. If you are not any of these, what are you trying to do in life? You are trying to gather a few not I's so that I am pleased. Is it? Is that what we are doing? Collect a few not I's, and even those are not seen when you're sleeping. Correct? So the question is, what is it that, forget who am I now? What do I want? Okay, unknown I, what do I want? We'll give one discount for a bit, for a little, okay? Okay, I don't know who I am. We settled that, okay? Do you know who you are? You have to tell me who you are. If not, you have to settle for what? I perhaps don't know who I am. Okay? That's a starting point. I have been an advocate all my life. My whole life is centered on being an advocate. I was in the High Court. I have gone to Supreme Court. I'm a very well-known advocate. I've been very successful. Only thing I know is about all law, criminal law, civil law, every law I know. How do you feel now? At 75, my legs are doddering. Will the law help you now to live life better? You didn't have time even for exercise because you were so busy fighting cases. The only entertainment you know is to go to court and come back. If that is what your life was, how do you feel today when you can't remember what was told yesterday? Right? And you find you need assistance, you go to assisted living. Okay, whether you really go to a place for assisted living or your son or daughter assists you is a different matter, but we all require what? Assisted living. Do you look forward to it? I've done everything, I'm the boss at home. Now you're not. Honestly, you're not. You think you are, but you're not. Somebody obliges you. Your tantrums you throw, somebody obliges you. That's okay, but acknowledge the fact that somebody is obliging you. They don't have to. They could walk away too. At that point, do you ask a question? Have I lived my life well? What is it that this life is about? At 75 or 85 or 95. Derayad durastayad, in Hindi. At least you wake up finally. Late, better late than never. So question is, what is it that you want? Oh, Swamiji, I just want to live a life happily. Wonderful. You seem to know what you want to do. Now the question is, if you want to live happily, is there something called happiness you want to grab somewhere? Is it available? Can you go to a supermarket and buy, 10 units of happiness? No. So is happiness an object? Is happiness an experience? Some doubt now. Maybe it is. What is happiness? If you want happiness, you better know what is happiness and what is the means for happiness. Viveka. You need viveka between what is sadhanam, what is sadhyam, what is the goal, what are the means. You had some goals in life. So many goals you have gone, you have accomplished, and then you have another goal. Even in a game of football, you play. Suppose you scored a goal. Is the match over? No. Till when should we keep scoring goals? Till the whistle runs, final whistle. So when can you stop scoring? If you don't score, other fellow will, if you stop running, other fellow will score against you. You'll lose the match. So when does your match end? Does it end? Is there a point where you can say, okay, I've accomplished everything now? I've accomplished everything. Then a flood came and took everything away. It took only one flood to take everything away. It takes one earthquake to take everything away. Recently in Uttarakhand, you heard huge buildings. Mudslide came and their whole big apartment buildings were gone in no time. How long does it take? How long does it take for a stock bubble to burst? Takes less time than mudslide also. Correct. So I'm saying, is that my security? So do you find something called happiness? Are you looking for something called happiness? Or do you want to be happy? Do you want to be happy or looking for something happy? No viveka. So we think by looking for something, I will become happy. By getting something, I will become happy. By letting go of something, I'll become happy. Both. What did Ravana think? What did Ravana think? Ravana was told by a lot of people, hey, by his dear sister, Shurpanakha. What did she tell him? Hey, there's a beautiful woman. There's a beautiful woman called Sita. She belongs in your harem. She belongs there. Not just that. If you've seen the story of Navaratri, Durga Saptashati, what do you find there? Devi is there. And this Chanda Munda, two mighty demons who are ruling the world, are told, hey, you know what? You have so many wonderful things, pricey, very valuable things with you. There is one very valuable woman who you should have with you. So he goes there, he sends an emissary, you get married to me. So the point is, Ravana thought if he gets Sita, he'll be happy. That was his buddhi. All right. What did he get in the bargain? He got in the bargain the end of his life, shortened his life. That's all he did, right? In 1 year, his job was over. What he wished for was for death. He had a lot of opportunities to let go, but no Viveka. Understand what is Viveka? The ability to see the difference between what is good for me and what is not good for me is Viveka at this point. So, if Sita is an object of joy, when she was kidnapped and brought by him, he should have been happy. Was he happy? Was he happy? He would go and plead with her to accept him. He, who was a terror to everybody else. He said, all three lokas are afraid of me. Nobody can fight me. He had this boon. And he had courtiers who knew exactly what would please him. They're all yes men, like modern presidents. They also have yes men around them who will just keep on repeating what the president says without understanding what he's saying anyway, perhaps. But they know that's where they know which side of the bread to butter. They are smarter, probably. You know. So the question is, Ravana threatens Sita also. If you don't agree to what I'm telling you, I will have you cooked for breakfast. Because he ate all kind of things. He said, I'll have you cook for breakfast. I'll make a good meal out of you. Fear. Inducement. You come, see my palace. See my queens. You will be the foremost of my queens. You will be the crowning glory. Chudamani. That's what you will be. Come, just make me your man. What will you do with that Rama? That Rama who is an ascetic. Okay? Doesn't have a kingdom anymore. Tapasaha, Jatadhari, that kind of a person. Human being. Human means I don't even consider them as a threat. In my boon, I only ask for, protection from devas, etc. Not from human being. Human being kya karega? Just blow, they'll go away. That kind of a mortal you want. That's the fellow you want to be married to. Come on, take this opportunity. Why is he pleading with her? Because he wants to be happy. Did Sita make him happy? Not in my knowledge. Then what made him happy? After he got Sita, he only had stress. Stress whether she'll accept or not, and stress whether this is really the omens coming all the way, marking his end. Hanuman was the first omen where he saw what's possible with one monkey. Okay? One monkey could wreak havoc. So the question is, what is Ravana's happiness? Ravana was so strong he could command anything he wanted, so to say. Same with the story of this Shumba Nishumba. Munda, Chamunda, all these, Therefore, the idea is what happened to all these people? What happened to Ravana? Fell. What happened to Munda? Fell. What happened to Nishumba? Fell. What happens to everybody at the end? Fall. So you gain something. Anything you gain can be lost or not. Can be lost. And anything you lost, anything you got rid of can come back to you or not. You got rid of something. You thought you got rid of something. It can come back to haunt you. Yeah. So now, if your happiness is centered on something other than you, then happiness should be with that object. Whoever gets Sita should become happy. Not just Ravana. But that's not true. Correct. Take any one thing. If a thing can make you happy, you have to think you'll be happy. If an experience can make you happy, that experience should make you happy all the time. Correct? So you love an experience of a coffee. Does it mean in the middle of the night you will be happy with a coffee? 2 a.m.? You won't be. So experience or doesn't. No. So what makes you happy? Who decides what makes you happy? I decide what makes me happy. Wonderful. What makes you happy? I don't know. Sometimes this makes me happy. Sometimes that makes me happy. You better find out what going to make you happy. When I was a kid, tricycle made me happy. When I grew up, bicycle made me happy. Then a motorcycle made me happy. You know. Then I wanted a real thing. You know. What's the real thing? Real thing means you would have some, what are those big bikes? Hell's Angels ride them. So you have to have those fancy bikes. And that's your glory. Then what? Then you read about formula racing, formula car. You want to be a formula car driver because that's where the speed is. Do you know what you want? Take anything in life, in any area. And the fellow who wants to enjoy. Swamiji, all this okay, but every day I like to have good food. Wonderful. How long will you enjoy the food for? Do you enjoy the same food every day? Look at a cow, okay? Every day you give it grass, it eats happily. It doesn't say, hey, come on, I've got bored with grass every day. Can I get something different? Can I get Thai grass maybe? Lemongrass? Something different, okay? Does it work that way? No. You look at any animal, a tiger, does it say, I'm tired of eating meat all day? It doesn't. But what about human being? Why do we have so many restaurants today? Because you want variety. And what variety you wanted yesterday, today you don't want. Not only that, you are enjoying these tastes. And after some time, you discover what? Your taste buds are dying away. You don't discriminate taste as you grow older. And that nice, crunchy food, the bhakshyams that you enjoyed, now you find the teeth are gone. And the teeth are gone. Deepavali, which was a pleasure, is now a pain because you can see everybody else eating those things and your teeth don't allow you to eat them. Right? So now what happens? Now you want somebody to put them in a mixer grinder and give you powder. Is that what you want? That's what people have wanted. I've seen that. So the point is, you know, teeth are all gone. You know, when the teeth are gone, dashana vihina jatam tundam. Fellow is walking with a stick. Vriddho yati grihitva dandam. Tadapi na munchati what? Asha pindam. Hope that something will become, you'll become happy one day. When does your hope go? Hopeless case. Hoping against hope. All this to show you that, do we know what is going to make us happy? Now, everything you have, and I tell you, look, write everything to my name or gun at your head. What will you bargain for? Your property, your wealth, or your life? No, no, my life is most precious. All right, you protected your life. So what is most dear to you? Your life? Okay. How long will you protect it for? You protected it 95 years. Now you can't move. You can't eat. You can't go to the bathroom. Nobody gives you a shower. Nobody talks to you. Do you want to live? Or you don't want to live? If you had a choice, you still want to live. If there's a hope that things will get better. And if there's no hope, you pray. What? Anayasena maranam vina dainyena jivanam dehi me kripaya shambho. Oh Lord, give me a death without trouble, without struggle. And give me a life without helpless dependency. So what are you praying for? Death. So what is it? And who goes? You go or something else goes? What goes? Who are you? Question is, who are you? And what do you want? I want to become happy, which means you change from an unhappy you to a happy you. Correct? If unhappy you can become happy you can also become unhappy you because it's subject to change. And you know what the secret is? If something is changing and you see a change, you can never be that. This is a secret, okay? Vedanta secret. Now, you think about it. If I ask you, tell me who you are, all your descriptions are based on what is in your head. Think. Any description you give, whether it's your biography based on your parentage, biography based on your education, biography based on your job, biography based on your children, biography based on your country, biography based on whatever it might be, based on something without any basis for you. Because all these are seen by you, they're passing. See, if you are seeing me here, or better example, if you see somebody arrive at your home and depart from your home, should you be there before they come or not? And when they leave, you should be there. So any experience, should you be there before it comes and goes or not? You should be. What comes and goes cannot be you. Then what are you? If we don't know what we are, and we are trying to have Viveka, any Viveka will be based on this wrong Viveka. Okay? हास्यान किं स्यात् गतभावि चर्चा विनयिक संख्या गणना इव लोके. Look, to talk of past and future, which is another big thing in our life, without understanding the present is like trying to know calculus without knowing 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Hasyana kim syat. What a joke it would be. Wouldn't it be a joke? What? Gata bhavi charcha. Past and future. What is past? What is future? Oh, what is after present is future. What is before present is past. What is present? What is present? Present year? Present century? Present month? Present day? Present minute? Second? Nanosecond? Picosecond? Where do you want to go? What is present? Anything you say, I can divide by 2 or divide by 10. 10 to the power minus 1 again. What is present? I don't know. If you don't know what is present, you can't talk of past and future. So present, you determine. You determine what is present. You say, yesterday was good. Based on today. Oh, your parents will say, our times were good. Based on their peak times. Right? So this, you can see any one thing you look at to find that we are operating somehow without being grounded. And getting that basic grounding means to know who am I. Without knowing who I am struggling to be happy. Maybe you're already happy. Maybe you don't need to struggle. Maybe there's nothing to be accomplished. Maybe there's a lot to be accomplished. But unless you know who you are and what you want to accomplish, how do you know what is the goal? I'm very busy on a treadmill. I run long hours. Still, I find I haven't moved 1 inch. If I haven't moved an inch, why? I was running all right. Somebody told me if you run, you will go far. But I didn't ask where I should run. And I was running on a treadmill. Is life a treadmill? Examine. Am I living life like a treadmill? Like living on a treadmill? Has my sense of joy, satisfaction, contentedness changed, or is it the same all the time? That's a question one has to answer, Is it all different or the same? Can I say I'm happier today than I was 10 years ago? So unless we are able to examine these questions, how do I know what I am doing is right or not right? So you can understand, when we don't examine the basic situation of life, then all my decisions are based on that first decision or first identity. Self-identity drives my life. It's not ordinary. So if there is one thing that can make a difference in life, my life, it would be to know, what does I, right? What will I know? What will I get by knowing? I already know I'm a useless guy. Good. Then enjoy yourself. Or somebody says, no, I don't need to know anything. I'm very happy. I've heard this also. I'm very happy. I don't need anything. I'm happy with life. What you're talking about, struggle, there's no struggle. I'm happy with life. Good. Be blessed. Continue to be so. It's possible that somebody can live this whole life happily and go away. Happily, relatively. All right? But, generally, it is not true. Let me ask a question differently. Would you like anything to be different? Would you like something to get better? Why do you attempt to do anything? Look at a child, a 3-year-old child, 2-year-old child. Do you see the carefreeness with which it lives? reasonably provided for child, even unprovided for child, even a child in a poor a surrounding, economically unviable perhaps. But even there, the children are smiling. Do you see that? Adults may be crying, but the children are always a joy. You look at a young one of any animal, they're always cute, be it a pig or a donkey. They're always cute, aren't they? What is that carefreeness? Do we have that carefreeness in life? We want to live life, forget happily. I want to live life comfortably without being always worried about tomorrow. Is that not true? So these questions we normally don't ask. And the way the setup is, you can live your life and go without ever understanding who you are. It's exactly like when you had no mirrors in the world. One would have lived and passed away without seeing their face or their back. Is it not? What do you lose if you don't see your face? Nothing is lost because Vyavahara happens by looking at others' faces, not by looking at my own face. Correct? But yet, how often do we look at the mirror if we have one? Have you seen a cow having a mirror? No. Have you do they have a wardrobe? What to wear tomorrow? No. Right? Have they got a sense of shame? Oh, I have not worn any clothes today. No. Right? Do they come to class to understand how to live life? No. What is the difference between a human being and a cow or a dog or a cat? We are also prani, living. A cow is happy being a cow. We assume by their behavior, okay? It doesn't say, I wish I were a buffalo. Why? Buffaloes are always wallowing in the water happily. They are so slow and relaxed. They don't seem to come out of that wallowing for a whole day. And whether you honk your horn 20 times, you're driving to Haryana, you will find some buffaloes will be there. Gurgaon, you'll find buffaloes. They'll have a time when all buffaloes are out on the road. And you have to wait. Buffalo will not oblige you. And it is quite happy to walk slowly or even stand in the middle of the road. In the middle, in Bangalore, in the middle of heavy traffic on MG Road, you will find a cow is standing nonchalantly. How do they do it? I don't know, but it's able to do it, okay? What I'm saying is a cow doesn't want to become something else. A mice doesn't want to become a cat. A mice is a mice. It has to escape from a cat, but it probably never thinks I should become a cat. But a human being always wants to be different from what he is. Is it not? Something should be different. Hairstyle you change, that's the easiest one. Nails you change, another easy one. Right? Then what? Color your face a little. One more job you can do. Then what else can you do? Wear some different dress. Okay, what else can you do? All this is covering what's inside, okay? All this to make up for this feeling of smallness inside. That smallness never goes away. I am not beautiful is what I'm covering with so many layers of whatever I apply, okay? Is a dress beautiful or you buy the dress because you look beautiful in it? Same dress on a model looks beautiful. You wear it, it doesn't look good. Why? You should know the answer. Why? You know, complete man, Raymond. He wears a suit. If I wear a suit, what will I look like? Like an idiot. So why should I wear it? That's what I think. The fact is, the dress doesn't make. So the point is, a human being is a self-conscious being. It's a big difference. I'm conscious, self-conscious, self-aware, self-judging, self-condemning, critical of myself. Even when I praise myself, I'm trying to project in a way that others think I'm big, not that I'm really big. If I really know I am big, I don't need to project, do I? Don't need to project. But I don't feel I'm okay. I have to prove myself to be somebody. Is that not our life? As a child, you start proving yourself to your parents. You have to prove I'm okay. As you grow up, you have to prove yourself to attract your partner, or to keep them happy. You have to prove yourself, right? Then you have to prove yourself to your relationship, wherever you relate with, professionally. Whole life you're trying to prove. Whole life you're trying to become somebody. And you want to know, how can I become something else? And the Shruti says, before you try to become, let's see who you are. Maybe just being you are, you're okay. Maybe you don't need to become. What can become can unbecome. Therefore, Viveka is, should I become or should I be? That's Viveka. And that Viveka, the Viveka which makes you see, makes us see that I am okay, not just okay. I cannot be improved upon. What I am cannot be improved upon. It's not that I'm 85 now. I wish I was when I was like 50 or 45 or 30. That wish won't get fulfilled anyway. Some medicines can make you feel something sometime, but they will never give you back what you were. So the point is, what is it that has not changed all your life? Body has changed. Mind is changing all the time. Your feelings about yourself are changing all the time. Always down, but in different varieties, So what is it that doesn't change? So meditation we have to do. Why? Swamiji, how to do meditation? Don't do anything. That is meditation. You know what is real meditation? Don't do anything. And to not do something, you have to struggle a lot. When you struggle, not doing is not my cup of tea. I have to do. Because my whole life has been about doing. Kim karomi, kim karomi, kim karomi, iti kinkaraha. It's called kinkara. Why? Because he always wants to know, what should I do? What should I do? We are also like that. Kinkaraha. Means, even if we say, Vedanta, Swamiji, okay, what should I do? Swamiji, all right, class is over. What should I do? Is that not our typical response? What is my action plan? Give me my action plan. What should I do for a change? Don't do. Don't do. Just don't do. Oh, that's easy. Try. Try not doing. Not doing means what? No bodily doing anything. Physically don't do anything. Don't do anything with your mind also. No mental gymnastics. No thinking of anything. No not thinking also. Whatever happens, let it happen. You just be. No. 5 minutes, I'll go mad. That is the problem. You go mad in 5 minutes for what reason? Who's making you go mad? The world is making you mad? No. The world, let it be. Leave it. I can't let it be. That is called Ichha, not Ichha Shakti. You are driven by the world. You are driven, pressurized. We are all driven by the world. We are not. So you go to a corporate job. What do you want? We want a self-driven person. Hey, there is no self-driven. You want the boss wants to drive you. That's what he wants. What he means is, if he turns the screw once, Screw yourself 5 times. That's what he wants. Self-driven. If you do that, he's very happy because he just has to tell you one thing and you go on overdrive. That's wonderful. Means you know you have to become different. That's all I want you to know. You have to become different. And you become the way I want you to. Then you're a perfect employee. Is that not true? You please him all the time. Then what happens? He tells you, look, so much of, the whole world is changing. Our product cannot be sold anymore. There's so much of tariffs everywhere. So you know what? We have to we have to shed 10,000 jobs tomorrow. All right. Thank you for doing everything for us. I think you will find better opportunities to grow elsewhere. That's when you realize that you put all your eggs in this basket and that basket is gone. May not happen to you. May happen to you. Everything need not happen. You know, they talk of Aja in Ramayana. No, he was so attached to his wife. When she passed away, he was a disaster. Can't handle it. They picturize even Rama for a while as being lost. He talks to the trees and says, where is my Sita? Did you see her? Where is she? He talks to all nature. Sorrow. Human being means subject to sorrow. Generally. Is that my life? Ups and downs? Or is there something more? That Viveka. If that Viveka comes and that Viveka shows me what? There is only one reality in this Jagat. There is no second thing. And I am not separate from that reality. That reality I am. Then there is nothing more to be done. If that is an understanding one can gain and live with, then what does your life become? This body, this mind, this world is everything everything is experienced by you, but none of them really change or make an impact on you. They all are like your dream in a way. Means you are in a drama. Better example is a drama. You're in a play. You're in a play and you're an actor. Do you care which role you play? You paid for it, let's say. Do you care which role you play? Play any role. It doesn't matter. You know, no role touches you. Every role is you. But you are not any role. Every role has a script. The actor has his own script. If every role is seen as a role, father is a role, child is a role, employee is a role, employer is a role. Roles of what? Of one I. Which kind of an I? An I which is not in any way bound, not in any way limited, not limited in time, not limited in space, not limited as one form. All that is here. You wake up from your dream, and your whole dream, what was it? Your whole dream world was what? It was me. Suppose you could see it while you were in the dream, you would have no nightmares. Suppose you can see that with everything happening, you are free from everything. That is called Viveka. In our context, when we say Viveka Chudamani, what is the crowning discernment? What is the crowning separation? The separation is there is nothing called not I. I deliberately changed it, okay? Instead of saying there's I and not I, I'm saying first step there is I and not I. And next step is there is only I. Like you're in a mirror room and see so many views. You do this, they also do that to you. One dog barks, all dogs bark back at him. But the dog knows it's only an image. It won't have a problem. Then it's a drama. Whatever you do, you will see all of them do. This is what the whole journey is about. A viveka, a journey from going from where I am, a wanting, lacking, small, insignificant, short-lived human being to recognizing that there is nothing in the universe which is apart from me. This is not, it's not like this. There's a growth. It's a fact, but a fact until it's recognized is not a fact. And recognizing that fact requires me to become more alive to myself. Requires me to not just be alive to the world, but be alive to my response to the world. Be alive to the one who responds to the world. My freedom as a human being only lies in how I respond, not in what I face. But what I face may not be a problem if I know it for what it really is. Therefore, knowledge drives my thinking. I am but my knowledge, am I not? My knowledge of myself, my knowledge of the world, my knowledge of my resources, it's all my knowledge that shapes what I am. My attitudes, my values are also shaped by what was my knowledge. The psychology, what the issues of a child are shaped by the knowledge of the child at that phase of life. It's etched. Therefore, it takes some work to work on the inner child and undo the damage of the past. But that is also knowledge. Cognitively, you're able to even unwind what has gone by to some extent. But I'm saying knowledge is the key. Saraswati is the key. Lakshmi is okay, wonderful. We need Lakshmi, but we first want Saraswati. Okay. So if you can see, I have not talked anything about Vivek today, except I told you what is Viveka, all right, to some extent. We'll have a long way to go still. What is Viveka? But the idea is you get a feel about what is this Vivek is for whom? It's for a human being. Because a human being is the one who suffers from this complex that I am no good or I am not good as I want to be. I told you, a cow has no complex, a snake has no complex, a scorpion has no complex. No animal in the world has a complex. Self-judgment comes with self-freedom. You are free to totally judge yourself or free to be free from the judgment totally. That freedom is entire. That freedom is what distinguishes a human being from any other being. A human being feels forced, feels pressurized. An animal is comfortable being what it is. If you call me a monkey, I will probably try to defend myself why I am not one. But if you call a monkey, it doesn't have a problem, does it? Even if you call a monkey something else, it doesn't have a problem. Just because you call me something, I don't become that, do I? But how do we behave? I behave as though I have become that because you called me that. Is that not true? The fact is, what I take myself to be defines me, not what I really am. What I really am is of no consequence until I know what I really am. No, somebody sold a diamond for a dime, and the fellow who bought it sold it for a huge value. What's the difference? The one who sold it didn't know what he was selling. This is the reality. You know, this is this is a precious jewel, a human life. It is it is thrown away when we don't recognize what it's all about. Therefore, this viveka becomes a very important thing in a human life. And this work, Adi Shankaracharya's work, Vivek Chudamani, is called a Prakarana Grantha. We will talk about all this more in future. It's got 500 odd verses, so it's a long, long work. But it will have a lot of repetition, a lot of ideas which will come again and again. But my thinking is we will take it slowly. We will go at its own pace. But because every day should be a discovery of something about myself, about something which I have not recognized correctly. And if I can correct that, each correction is a growth. You know. So we will make our journey. And in my mind, see, the meditation without understanding goes nowhere. And understanding, you can see it more really in a quiet moment. That's what a meditation really is. It's just helping you appreciate what you know better. That's why I said it's more about being than, you know. So you should all do an exercise, you know. Sit quietly for 5 minutes. Don't do anything. Don't engage with anything. 5, 10 minutes you sit and see whether you can. And if your mind engages, where does it go? Stop its engagement. See where does it go. See whether you can just be yourself or you feel compelled by your mind to do something. And there's a compulsion. What is the mind's compulsion? These are insights we have to gain. Okay, nobody else can do it for us. We have to see it for ourselves. That, you know what, it's not about getting something. I'm not comfortable being myself. If you understand that, that's progress. What is progress? I am not comfortable being myself. So what do I want? I want to always be engaging with the world, engaging with one thing or the other. Physically, I might be sitting, but the mind is ever active. Can the mind also slow down, shut up for a few minutes? It doesn't. And when the mind doesn't shut up, it's full. There's no room to gain anything more, no insight, because the mind is always busy doing something. Vedanta is about, you know, examining and giving ourselves some leisure in life. Leisure in a busy life. An inner leisure, not a physical leisure, but an inner leisure. Physically, you might be very busy, but still you might be happy. Inner leisure is different. You may have nothing to do, whole day you're free, but you're always worked up. No inner leisure. Any empty moment is a moment for worry. Empty mind, devil's workshop. So what should you do? Keep the mind full all the time. That's the wrong solution. No. So this is what this journey will be, to slowly explore and understand what it's about. And you know, the way the text is, we'll talk about it more later, but Vedanta assumes you have discerned a lot already. And from there it takes off. It takes off from a starting point. So when are you at the airport? When you know you want to leave this place. You don't have anything in this place right now. You want to leave. That's when you are at the airport. Okay. So unless you have decided your business with this world is over, you can't leave. So that aspect is normally not dwelt on in texts in Vedanta. So we should look into it a little to understand what is life. That's why I raised a few questions about what is purpose of life, what do you want, worth looking into, so that we know that whatever we do in this rat race, we will still remain rats. If we recognize that, then you say, I don't think this race is what I'm after. That point is the launching point for Vedanta realistically. But to get to that launching point, to hear Vedanta will give you insights to make you recognize that I am running after something which I don't need to run after. That's how it starts the turning of the mind. Okay. So we will come back and look into it now onwards on Sundays. Today was an exception because I wanted to start on Vijayadashami. All right. I will stop now. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Anyone has anything to ask? You're free to ask. So those of you who are new, at the end of the class, you're welcome to ask any questions you want to ask. And there'll also be a link where you can, put your questions up front, which I will pick up and answer either during class or after class. All right. And the recordings will be sent to the Google group, and any change to the plan by any chance will be sent to the Google group. That's why I requested all of you to join the Google group, for which you have the links. All right. So, and you're seeing it right now in your chat as well. So make sure you join the group so that you will get all intimations. And I have not mentioned anything about people who have a question, which book should we get? Don't worry about anything right now. I will tell you if you need something. Because basically, if you have any text, is okay for now. I'm not interested in your having a translation for everything. And for those of you who have more knowledge of Sanskrit, have some commentaries. There is also a commentary by one of Sringeri Acharyas on this. I'm not going to be following it in this class. I'll follow it, but you will not see me following it. Okay. Which means I will tell you what I need to from there, but it will just be a gist of what needs to be told. We will explore as we need to. All right. And the text is also available in Devanagari or in any Indian language if you want, you can make it in on Sringeri websites available. And if those of you want Roman, I can give you a Roman text in time. Okay. So any other questions anyone has, you're welcome to ask.
Pranam Swamiji.
Yes.
I have a question, but it's not really specific to Viveka Chudamani, but our texts in general. Can I ask questions like this in the sessions?
Yeah, you may. In fact, you know what? If you have such questions, it would be better if you put them on the link, right?
Okay.
So that I know what kind of question it is. And generally, any question you have, all of us have questions which are common generally. They're not uncommon. All right. So if you want to start today with a question, you're welcome. I will decide whether I'll answer it now or later. That's all. No question is a wrong question. No question is a bad question. Question is just a question. So you're welcome to ask.
Okay. Okay. I'll post it in the document.
Sure. Okay. So you will get a link. If we haven't given it to you, you will receive it. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
So, and I'm saying you're free to ask. See, especially about what's happened in class, what's relevant. I would be happy if you ask, so that we deal with it one-on-one directly in the class. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything else? Anybody? Okay. So if you're done, I will stop the recording.